everyone. It seems like ages since I've made a video. I haven't been able to find the time, but I've got a few things that I'd like to show you. All New Zealand releases. I've got some reissues, I've got some new things, and I've got some rarities that I've been tracking down for a long time. I'm rocking the Mo in this video. It's part of Movember, which is a fundraising and awareness raising campaign around prostate cancer and men's health. So if you want to check that out, movember.com, and support them, that'd be great. Right, let's get into the records. The first thing I want to show is this piano high 30s. This is the last in a series of 4 reissues of early Builderine and the Builders records. These all originally came out on 7-inch in the early 80s, and he's kind of, I don't know, he's a great songwriter, great lyricist, and kind of quite quirky, and these were very rare, only 100 pressed originally of the 7 inches. You know, they cost hundreds of dollars now. But this German label, Unwucht, I've talked about this before, have been reissuing these, a series of 4. They had a subscriber series. This is the last of the 4. And as a subscriber, I also got the limited edition 7-inch that came with it. And the other ones are here as well. Just quickly show you those. And to put them all together, this is a nice little touch. Put the spines together and you get Builders 81, 82 in the name of the label. Only quibble, and it is pretty anal, is that the way I stack my records on the shelves is alphabetical order by artist and then chronological by release. So but the way that these work out to read the spine properly means that I have to put them in the opposite order. This was the last one to be released and this was the first. And Unwucht are putting out another series of rare New Zealand material next year, apparently, so, and another subscriber series, so I'll be looking out for that. Now I've got a few things to show which I've been after for a long time. These have been on my eBay and Discogs want lists, and they've just kind of all seemed to have popped up at once, and all of them at fairly reasonable price. You know, I wouldn't say any of them were completely cheap, but compared to the exorbitant prices that these records can go for, I did alright. First, Pacifier, which is the short-lived name change of She-Hard. Great New Zealand rock band, and this is their live album, and pretty hard to come by nowadays. Let's have a look at the inside here. The gatefold. And this has got, you know, classic She-Hard songs performed live, a really ferocious performance. Great to have that. This is a fantastic single from 1985 on Flying Nun by the Weeds, a short-lived band who put out this one 7-inch and a cassette. A bit of a Dunedin supergroup of sorts. You've got Shane Carter, John Colley, who were part of the Double Happies and Straight Jacket Fits, Mike Morley, who went on to Gate and the Dead Sea, and you've got, who else you got in there? A few other Dunedin music luminaries. Wheatfields, the A-side, is a Flying Nun classic. HDU, fantastic band that create these great guitar soundscapes with kind of angsty vocals. All of their albums are brilliant, but the only one to be released on vinyl was this, their first, Some of the Few, which came out on Flying Nun in 1996. There are rumours of their album Metamathics, which wasn't a Flying Nun release, coming out on vinyl, and who knows now that we've had the changes at Flying Nun with Ben Howe from Arch Hill taking over management, it might actually happen. But this is a fantastic record. You can listen to it online on Bandcamp. I'll put the link on the video for you. And the last of the rare finds that I picked up, a record which I kind of dreamed of having for a while, really, the Gordons Volume 2. The Gordons, who went on and morphed later into Belter Space, put out the Future Shock EP, originally on 7-inch, then it got a re-release later on Flying Nun as a 12-inch, which is the version I've got. the Volume 1 album, which is an absolute classic, and this Volume 2, which to be honest probably isn't as good as Volume 1, but it is very rare, very hard to come by to pick this up. I was really pleased. Again on Flying Nun. Now on to some new releases, and this is of an old band, and again it's Flying Nun, but boy oh boy, what a release. Toy Love. So on Record Store Day this year, Real Groovy Records, a shop here in Auckland, or not that I'm in Auckland, but a shop in Auckland, released a Toy Love live album, double album, live at the Glue Pot. Now they've released this, Toy Love, the double LP. This brings together the singles, 3 singles and B-sides that the band put out, plus a bunch of demos, which the band always preferred over the versions of the songs which were recorded on their album, but they were very unhappy with the production of. And a few other oddities like there's a radio jingle and a live track and so on. And this is a great package of beautiful artwork. Let's just show you a bit more here. They had a fantastic release day at Real Groovy with a whole lot of bands playing covers of Toy Love songs, and I've posted a whole lot of videos of those on my channel here. Here's the inside of the gatefold, signed by all of the members of the band who came together in the one room for the first time in 32 years. And you've got the inner sleeves reproductions of the singles covers, and it's on split red and yellow vinyl. Really is a nice package. And also there's a black release out which you can buy online. The coloured vinyl version was only available in store, so most of those sold on the day of release. And also let's just have a look here, in this envelope you get the kind of fanzine style booklet with photos and essays about Toy Love. And the other thing was that on the day, the first 300 copies sold also included this single. And on this you've got a version of Toy Love doing Swimming Pool, and on the other side is Noxious, which is Chris Knox, now that he's suffered a stroke, performing with Rackets, which he did on the day in the store actually, which was awesome. And this one is again coloured vinyl, purple, and there on the inner sleeve we've got the signatures of all the members of Toy Love. So that was a great day, lots of great music, fantastic to see all those people, iconic New Zealand musicians together in one place, and extra nice to have that version of the album with the signatures of all of the participants in it. Sarah Mary Chadwick was a key member of the band Bat Rider, who have now called it a day. Kind of a female-fronted grunge band, but after the heyday of grunge, really great band. And she's just released this, her first solo album, Eating for Two. She's now based in Melbourne. Still got that great kind of female kind of grunge vocal style. Kind of reminds me a bit of something like Babes in Toyland or L7, but just mainly her with guitar really. And yeah, I really like this album. And when I ordered that directly from her. Also managed to pick up this, something else I've been after for a while, Bat Rider compilation, which is called Bag Wine Forever. And it brings together tracks from the first few Bat Rider releases, none of which actually got a vinyl release. They're all just on CD, but the band put this together to sell at gigs. It was never released into stores. I think there's only 250 copies, and compiling early Bat Rider, brilliant. And yeah, it took me a long time to track this down, a lot of emails back and forth, and eventually we got it, so I'm very pleased about that. Now, some other new releases. The Datsons, Death Rattle Boogie, a great name for an album. Double release, double LP, gatefold. Just four to the floor, balls to the wall, rock and roll, and boy, they do a great job of it. There's some fantastic tunes on here. The opening whammo of Gods Aboard, Gold Halo and Axe Thrower just pin you to the wall. Really great stuff and great package. Then this, Sound Recordings Volume 1. This has got a bit of a story. The guy who put this out is writing a PhD about the history of sound recording, and this is part of his PhD. So this is all analog, so he wanted to go back and he recorded all of the bands to tape. It was mastered mixed and mastered on tape. He searched the world for record plants that could create the discs from tape rather than from digital sources, and he got it pressed up. He set up this not-for-profit label, Sound Recordings, so he's selling this at cost price. All of the costs are set out and itemised, and he's given the price on the back, $24.70, and he's hoping to do more. And a great project, not-for-profit record label putting out all analog. It's a compilation of bands from Auckland, all kind of fairly alternative kind of bands, and I haven't had much of a chance to listen to yet, but a great project to support, Sound Recordings, and I'll put a link to his Facebook page. And finally, what we're listening to now, a contender already after about 3 days for my best of 2012 list, Delaney Davidson and Marlon Williams, Sad But True, The Secret History of Country Music Songwriting Volume 1. Delaney Davidson I've raved about on previous videos. Marlon Williams is a member of a band called The Unfaithful Ways, both from Littleton in Canterbury here in New Zealand, and whereas Delaney Davidson's previous releases have been more kind of ghosty folk blues kind of. This has got blues, folk, but a real heavy country element. Fantastic songwriting, a bunch of covers as well, taking Delaney's kind of quite, I suppose, kind of gravelly voice and putting it against Marlon Williams' much smoother voice. Really, really good album. Fantastic artwork. It's out on a new record label called Littleton Records. Got a CD in it as well. And yeah, I'm very impressed with this whole thing. And luckily I get to see these guys play here on the island tomorrow night, which is a bonus. So also be interviewing Delaney Davidson, be featuring that in an upcoming radio show. So thanks for watching. There's a quick run through some of the things that I've picked up recently. Sorry it's been a while since I've been able to make a video, but I do appreciate your comments and feedback. Cheers.